So in this video we're going to complete our model and start to unwrap it. So we pretty much have a nice low poly shell of our model. And again, you want to go in and sort of double check some of these dimensions on your own. Like obviously these are a lot higher up and they're a little smaller. But and check, again, I haven't been checking if everything is straight because it's pretty beat up. And so that's kind of not really a concern of mine. Let's also go in here and make sure that that any of these edges that are unnecessary aren't poking through. So let's kind of move this back a little. Yeah, looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the wheels. I generally make my, for low poly game stuff, I'll usually make all of my spheres out of cubes. And the same goes for my cylinders. So say I'm going to make this wheel right here. What I'll do is I'll start off with a cube in that general shape, and then I shift right click and I smooth it out. And what I'll do now is I'll just select these faces here on both sides. Well, let's just start with this side. I just hit R and I flatten it. Same thing here. Just kind of flatten it out. And then I could take this edge and just, depending on how I want the wheel to look, And again, so there you have a completely quadded out cylinder. So I'll position that down below. Let's go to our front view and kind of check these dimensions. Let's move this up just a little bit and kind of push the size of our wheel. Alright, now in order to make this bracket here, I'm just going to simply duplicate my wheel. Let's go to front view here. Lop off half of this. Flatten this out. And again, I'm going to delete these top two faces. They're not needed. Alright, and I'm going to use my bridge tool again. And the same down here, but this time I'm going to hit G to redo last action. And then go to edge mode. Let's hide this guy so we can get a better look. There we go. Edge mode and just fill this triangle. Shift right click fill. Alright. Let's move that in place. Control D. Now a more efficient way would have just duplicate special this, but I'm being a little lazy. So let's select all three of these guys and combine them. Alright. And let's move this into place. Now there's one more piece, this larger piece that it sits in. Scale this down just a little bit. And all I'm going to do is go to face mode and again duplicate my wheel. Alright. Flatten all these faces out here. Scale it out. Delete these top faces. Maybe pull this in a little bit more. Alright, let's pull this down. Combine these guys. I'm going to add center pivot to my custom bar, scale this in a little bit. Combine all three of these, center pivot on that. And again, go to front view and just double check how, just see how it looks. Doesn't look bad. So, and then you can play with like rotating it like it is here. But I'm going to leave them straight for now. I'm going to Control D that to duplicate it. And I'm just going to combine all those pieces. Okay. Alright, let's create the lid. And I'm going to go to my top view here. Now, it's going to be two separate lids. So let's go to our side view. And I'm actually going to hold D down. And just move my center pivot back here. Then I want to scale this out so that it's the length of my dumpster. And what you'll notice is once you do that, you'll be able to shut it. But leave it straight for now. Let's give that a little more. Because I want to kind of model some of the rivets you're not seeing in this picture. And we're not going to go crazy here. We're just going to do a couple of them. So we'll do 3 there, 3 in the middle, 3 here. Select each one of these center edges. Pull them up. And then I'm going to select all of these edges here. And shift right click, harden edge. Just so I have that. And they're not perfect. And I highly suggest that you go in and tweak them so they look a little better. But to keep these tutorials at a reasonable length, I'm not going to tweak everything. Alright, so we don't care about all these extra edges at the bottom, and when it comes to environment modeling, I don't really care much about triangles. I care more about that stuff with things that are going to animate. So I'm going to shift right click by selecting these 3 edges. And again, I'm shift right clicking here, going up to more vertices, merge vertex to center. And then again, I'm hitting Q to have my selection. Select the next 3, hit G. The next 3, hit G. And let's rotate. Do the same on the other side. Oops. Now, ordinarily, because again, this is going to be something for an Android app, I would go further, and I would take this vert and weld it up to here. But I don't mind it being a little high, because I might go in and tweak the shape of this, beat up the lid a little. And this really isn't that great. Like, this isn't really a special object by any means. It's just it's going to be in the background, and if it's a racing game, you're going to see it for a split second. But we might use it in other games. Alright, so we've got this. So again, delete this. Like both of these, combine them for now. Duplicate special just to see how it looks. I'm going to select these verts and pull it in just a little bit. So we've got a bit of a gap in our dumpster lid. Alright, you can model out the metal bracket that goes. I'm pretty sure at this point, if you've done the other tutorials, including this one, you should be able to create another one of these cylinders out of a box and do that. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. This is pretty much done for modeling, and we're going to take a look at unwrapping in the next video.